just calling you.
That is great!
What are you waiting for? What are you searching for? When my ways are not happening, I won't underestimate who I am, capable of becoming.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Reflecting your city. London Live, your capital's TV channel.
With most of this community help having happened in the last 12 months. That is according to a survey carried out by the charity insurance firm PolicyBee. The study has been published to celebrate Small Charity Week. Paul Fox is from the Specialist Broker. Thank you for joining us this lunchtime. An astounding number to suggest that half of Londoners have in some way had help from a local charity. Do you know much about what kind of support that is?
It's a vast range because people who are passionate about their community, they might have, they're really keen to help others. So it could be anything from, providing a local taxi service, helping out with animals, helping out with children's charities. But we're concentrating on the local, the smaller end of the we're not talking about big charities here that earn hundreds of thousands and millions of pounds in fundraising throughout the year. Our focus is on small charities, local communities, and how the two work together.
Why were you so keen to know how local communities, people living in areas, were kind of interacting with these organisations?
We felt strongly. Obviously, large charities have been in the news a lot. The small charities, they have limited resources. They rely heavily on volunteers who are out interacting with the public. But they've the same potential problems in terms of breaking regulations or perhaps, claim culture, etc. And there wasn't really an insurance service out there that could really fulfil their needs and protect them. So in the same way that we look at it this way, the local charities are protecting their volunteers and providing services to the local community. We want to be able to offer them a low-cost, sensible option to cover them should they get into trouble. Because if they do get into trouble, it could take down the charity.
Yeah, and then as we've seen, lots of Londoners will be without the support that they've had. In terms of how Londoners then kind of perhaps give love back, your findings are quite surprising because often we imagine Londoners are quite cold. Not the case?
Well, I'm an ex-Londoner, so I would have thought the same. But no, in terms of Londoners leads the way in terms of volunteers. So we asked, how many you guys are you involved with local charities and volunteering? London leads the way across the regions. Perhaps more surprising is that 65% are involved up to once a month, and a good 15% are involved on a regular basis, multiple times a week, of giving back their time. And I think that's key. They're giving their time to these local charities. They're giving donations and money and food, etc. But time, I think, again, is in particular how they're helping out.
Is there any suggestion as to why we might be so open to volunteer?
There's a can of worms, but I mean the charities themselves are providing a lot of good services. People have benefited from them in the past. They feel passionate. They want to do something. They perhaps feel that the community isn't being better from other areas, so they're setting up charities themselves. And the dangers there is that they don't have the backup of the big charities should they run into trouble. If they're holding a fundraising event, which again London is clearly like a day out because they came top of the league in terms of attending charity events. If you're a small charity and you're putting on an event and something goes wrong, a slip, a fall, perhaps maybe a trustee is unsure of regulations, there could be legal ramifications, unfortunately, in a blame culture, and there's costs that if you are insured through a product like MyCharityGuard, we can help cover that, and we also have the expertise over the phone and online to reassure people that they are covered and they're doing the best for their charities, because I think that's important. A lot of effort goes into fundraising. We would like to try and help them protect that. And one way we can do that is to put together something that's not happened before, which is a very low-cost option for them. Paul Fox from PolicyBee, thank you for joining us this lunchtime. There we go, that's details of that survey which suggests Londoners are using their local charities and their local community groups a lot more than perhaps we might have imagined. Right, we are going to a break. Let's show you